Hello friends, welcome to Mechanical World. Today we are going to discuss the first topic in engineering materials or material science, that is materials and its classifications. Engineering materials. Almost every substance known to mankind has found its way into the engineering workshop at some time. The most convenient way to study properties and the uses of engineering materials is to classify them into families. Let us see how this classification occurred. Engineering materials are classified into two types, metals and non-metals. Metals are further classified into ferrous metals, non-ferrous metals. Non-metals are also further classified into synthetic materials. Let us see metals. A metal is a material that when freshly prepared, polished or fractured shows a shining appearance and conduct electricity and heat relatively well when compared to other non-metals. So if you break any metal or if you fracture it, it will show a shining surface. Metals are typically malleable. Malleable means hammered into thin sheets or ductile, can be drawn into wires. How this malleable and ductile are explained in further coming chapters. A metal may be a chemical element such as iron, an alloy such as stainless steel, or a molecular component such as polymetallic sulfur nitride. Ferrous metals. These are the metals and alloys containing high portion of elemental iron. Ferrous metals are the strongest materials available and used for applications where high strength is required at relatively low cost and where weight is not a primary importance. These ferrous materials are highly densiest materials. That's why their weight is more compared to other materials. An example of ferrous metals such as bridge buildings, railway lines, locomotives, high stress engine parts, etc. Ferrous materials are further classified into three categories: steels, cast irons, wrought irons. Steels are of two types: carbon steels that are low, medium, high carbon steels, and alloy steels. Cast irons are further classified into grey cast iron, white cast iron, malleable cast iron, alloy cast iron, and wrought iron. Let us see what is an alloy. An alloy is a combination of different metals in different composition to obtain specific properties. Let us understand this one with an example. For example, if you want to drink a coffee, what will you do? You will heat milk and will add sugar, coffee powder, etc. Instead of that, you can eat directly coffee powder and sugar and you can drink milk na. Then why are you doing this heating process and mixing all those things? The taste of the end product, that is coffee, is far different compared to the taste of individual components like coffee powder, water, sugar, milk. In the same way, to get specified properties, we have to mix different metals in different composition to get specified requirement properties, such that an alloy is a combination of different metals in different compositions. Means some to get specified properties, we have to mix different metals in different compositions. Steel. Yellow iron carbon with carbon percentage is up to 2%. What is this steel? An alloy of iron in which the composition of carbon is only 2%, then that all those materials are said to be steels. Carbon steels. Carbon steels and steels are both the same, but carbon steels here the alloy percentage is up to 2.1% weight. Alloy steel. Steel is alloyed with varying of elements in total amount up to 1 to 50% by weight. If we add any additional alloying component to the steel, it will become alloy steel. For example, we can add copper to steel, we can add tin to steel, whatever it may be. If we add any other metal except carbon, is said to be alloy steel. Let us see what is cast iron, wrought iron. Cast iron, alloy of iron and carbon with carbon content is more than 2%. So if carbon content is more than 2% in iron carbon alloy, then it is said to be cast iron. If carbon content is less than 2% in iron carbon alloy, that is said to be steels. Grey cast iron. Carbon is in graphite form. White cast iron. Carbon is in cemented form, malleable cast iron, carbon is in perlite form. What is this graphite, cementite, perlite? All these are going to be explained in upcoming classes during iron carbide diagram. Alloy cast iron. Cast iron with other alloying elements like nickel, chromium, etc. said to be alloy cast iron. Like alloy steel, if we add anything to the cast iron other than carbon, then those alloys are said to be alloy cast iron. Wrought iron. Wrought iron consists of very low carbon content. Non-ferrous metals. These materials refer to remaining metals known to mankind. Except iron, everything is said to be non-ferrous metals. The pure metals are rarely used as they lack mechanical strength. Most of the non-ferrous metals usually we may use as alloys instead of pure metals. Very special cases we use pure metals. They are used where special properties such as corrosion resistance, electrical and thermal conductivity are required. For example, copper is a good conductor of electricity and thermal. That's why copper is a pure metal used in wires and also as fins in heat exchangers. Different metals are mixed called alloy to generate different properties. Already we discussed this one. Classification of non-ferrous metals. Non-ferrous metals are classified into two types: pure metals and alloys. Pure metals: aluminium, copper, lead, gold, tin, titanium, etc. These are some examples of pure metals. Alloys. Alloys are mixture of two or more metal elements. Brass. Brass is a mixture of copper plus zinc, tin, bronze or bronze. Bronze is a mixture of copper plus tin. Other aluminum alloys, magnesium alloys, tin alloys, etc. comes under non-ferrous metal alloys. Non-metallic materials, synthetic materials. These are non-metallic materials that do not exist in nature, although they are manufactured from natural substances such as oil, coal, and clay. So these non-metallic synthetic materials are not available in directly in nature. We have to take some natural product and do some extraction or some manufacturing, then only we get these synthetic materials. They combine good corrosion resistance with ease of manufacturing by molding to shape and relatively low cost. Synthetic adhesives are also being used for joining metallic components even in highly stressed applications. The best example of these synthetic adhesives are Fevicol. Just use that to join two different things. Classification of synthetic materials. Synthetic materials are further classified into plastics, ceramics, and composites. Plastics are also further classified into thermoplastics, thermosetting plastics. Some of the examples of ceramics are glasses, porcelain, cemented carbide, etc. Composites. Some of the examples of composites are carbon fiber, concrete, FRP, fiber reinforced plastic, etc. Plastics. Wide range of synthetic or semi-synthetic organic compounds that are malleable and so can be molded into solid objects. It is very easy to manufacture plastics compared to any other metallic compound. Plastics are further classified into two types. Let us see what is meant by thermoplastics. Plastics can be cooled and heated several times without any change. These plastics become soft when heated and becomes hard when cooled. So thermoplastics are reusable plastics. Thermosetting plastics. Plastics which are irreversibly becomes rigid when heated. So if you manufacture thermosetting plastic, then it is difficult to recycle heat. That's why thermoplastics are reusable plastics and thermosetting plastics are non-reusable plastics. Nowadays, the global warming in global warming they are saying about plastics. All those people are saying about this thermosetting plastics, not thermoplastics. Ceramics. A ceramic material is an inorganic, non-metallic, often crystalline oxide, nitride, or carbide material. Some examples such as carbon or silicon may be considered as ceramics. Ceramics are brittle, hard, strong in compression, and weak in shearing and tension. The best example of ceramic is an porcelain teacups, mugs, jugs, whatever used porcelain are comes under ceramics. Composites. These are metals made up from or composed of or combination of different materials to take overall advantage of different properties. Alloy. Already we discussed about alloy. Alloy is a mixture of different metals in liquid form. But here composites. Composite is a mixture of different metals or even non-metals in solid form, not liquid form. So if a mixture is in liquid form, then if a mixture of different metals is in liquid form, then it is said to be alloy. If a mixture of different metals and also non-metals in solid form, that is said to be a composite. An example of this was reinforcements of air-dried bricks by mixing clay with straw. Straw helps reduce cracking caused by shrinkage stresses as clay dried out. As we know that during manufacturing of bricks, they use clay and straw. Clay is very brittle. If you make bricks with clay only, then if any brick fall down, it will break. By using this straw, we make bricks even also strong and become ductile. Why? Because straw is a ductile component. If you mix both brittle and ductile, we'll get properties of the brick in between that ductile and brittle. Further materials, natural materials. These materials are easily available in nature. Example, wood, rubber, oils, silicon, coal, cotton, gases, granite, etc. We use directly wood in our furniture, rubber, and also we use directly oils like available oils from plants, and also oils which are extracted from earth core, mantle. Silicon is available everywhere. Coal is also extracted from mantle. Cotton, gases, granite, etc. are some of the examples of natural materials. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like, share and subscribe. Click on the bell icon to get latest updates. If you get any doubt, please comment, and if you found any difficulty for understanding this topic, please do comment. Share with this video with your friends. Thank you.